Good morning, good morning. Hello, hello. I'm gonna wait for a second for you guys to come on and join me. If you are catching this on the replay, can you just pop replay in the comments, just so I know that you're here, I know that you're watching, and I know these are of use. So that's really important so that I get an idea of what's helpful for you guys. Okay, good morning. I can see people are joining now. So as you're joining, just pop a thumbs up or a like or something so that I can see you're here and you're doing it. I expect there are people in bed watching this. Jump up, it's 20 minutes, maximum actually, it might even be a bit quicker than that. I know we've got to be a bit snappy because Alison's off to work at 7:25. So thank you, Julie, thank you. Just seen your thumbs up, well done, I know you'll be up. Right guys, let's get going. So we're starting, we've got an abs session today. Just to let you know, at the beginning of this, I want you to take note. I want you to think, how do I feel before? And then at the very end, how do I feel afterwards? Someone said to me yesterday, 20 minutes of exercise is achievable because I can get it into my day, but it also feels really meaningful. It also feels like you've done something really worth doing, but it's not disruptive. So, hi Posey, hello. Right, so let's see how you feel about it. Let's see if it makes a difference for you. So, any questions as we go through, pop them in the chat. They come through, but they come through on a bit of a time lag. So, if I'm not answering them straight away, it's A, because I haven't got my glasses on, and B, because they might not have come through yet. So, I can see you're here. Brilliant, guys. So, 20 minutes of abdominals. So, let's get going. Where else would we start but with a little chest lift? So, thank you for all your feedback. So, I know you're there. I'm not just talking to myself. Okay. So feet hip distance, let's get that tailbone onto the ground. Let's get the tummy switched on and the shoulders drawing down. Elbows are in your peripheral vision. Deep breath in to prepare. And exhale to curl up. And an inhale back down. So we're going to take this through 10 repetitions. Now try and think of stabilizing your pelvis. So don't sink your lower back into the ground. Just think of flexing through your upper back. So what happens then is that we don't use just one set of abdominals, but we use more like 3 sets actually, internal and external obliques, transverse and rectus, so 4 sets of abdominals. So it's much more bang for your buck. It feels harder, doesn't feel like you're lifting as far, but you get much more out of it in the long run. So we'll keep going with these, squeeze up and control down. Just take your time and use your breath. Let's go for another 3 and 2 and 1. And now let's take this across the body. So we go over to the left and release back down, and over to the right and release back down. Keep going side to side like this. And again, think of your pelvis being your anchor point. Keep your weight distribution heavily into your tail and really listen for that kind of tactile feedback into your tailbone. Keep turning from side to side and think of it as the rib cage that's moving. Your elbows will go with you, but they don't want to lead the way because we really want those obliques to be working. And if we leave with the elbows, there's a really good chance that the ribs can be left behind, meaning the obliques don't work. So it's really important that we turn that body, get that tail anchored and turn. Let's go one more in each direction. And straight over onto the other side. Now hold it here and twiddle over onto your left side. So very briefly, we're coming up onto the forearm, bottom leg bent, top leg straight. Plant that top foot into the floor. I know you can't see my foot, this is the joy of Facebook Live. Take that top arm up. Now, make sure here that you're lifting through the underside of your waist, that you're not collapsing through there. And when you're ready, we're gonna lift up. So we lift the bottom just off the ground, or just lift that hip, and then tap back down. That's not a big lift, so you've got to make sure it comes from those ribs. Feel like you're scooping that bottom rib up into your torso, so you're lifting and release down. Imagine there's a belt strapped round your lowest ribs and it's lifting you up to the ceiling and release down. It's not enough just to lift. You've got to lift from the waist, pull up. The good thing about lifting from your waist is you won't put so much pressure on your shoulder. You need to draw those armpits down though to really stay out of your neck and out of your traps. So armpits to waist, open those collarbones and lift. And you can lift and lower this top arm as well if you want to. We have got another 4, 3, and 2, and 1, and straight down and twiddle onto your back. We'll come to the other side in a second. I'm just checking, there's some messages coming through. Morning, morning, hello everybody, nice to see you. Okay, so on your back, we now have legs in tabletop. Same thing as before. We lift up, chest lift to center, inhale down. Now, adding in tabletop is optional. If it feels too much for you, or it feels like it goes into your lower back, then take your feet back down. It's adding a little bit of extra load is all it does. So it makes it harder to stabilize your pelvis. So we're always trying to make it harder, make more muscles work, make a bigger impact. Let's go for another 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now stay where you are. We're going to go up to the side, stay high and go over to the other side. Back to center and release to the floor. Start the other way. We go up, across. Remember, we're moving the ribs and back down. Imagine you've got a torch on the front of your chest. You lift up, you swipe that torchlight across the body and you release back down. You lift up, the torch goes to the side of the room, swipe it across to the other side of the legs, back to center and down. We've got 2 more of those. Up, around and down at center. 1 more, let's go over to the other side, tail down, move those ribs and release down. Now you can just spin over to your right side. I'm going to twiddle round so that I can see you or you can see me. Now, top leg straight, bottom leg bent. We're doing those same lifts. So remember, you've got to lift from here first, pull away from the ground and feel how much lighter that makes this elbow, this shoulder. It doesn't have to do anywhere near as much work, but check it's under, elbow under shoulder. Don't be out here because you'll go straight into your neck. So bring it in, closer if necessary, lift through those ribs and we're going up. Exhale up, inhale down. Now these are just small side bends, but they're side bends with a little bite in this, little sting in the tail. So you really get as much lift through the waist as you can and you'll get a whole lot of work without putting too much pressure down into that shoulder. So we squeeze up, remember lifting from that waist. Remember someone's grabbing you around that waist. Put your hand there, push into it, and then you'll feel that section working. Get that tactile feedback. Let's go for another 4. And inhale down, armpits down, and 3, and down, and 2, and down, and last 1, and releasing back down. Straight over onto your back. Okay, I'm gonna already got to shed a layer. So lie down on your backs. Right, so now we're going into toe taps. So let's take the legs one at a time to tabletop. Scoop that tummy in, draw the belly to the spine, stabilize. You can have your hands on your hips if it's helpful, because what you want to feel is your tummy pulling into your spine, not pushing out into your fingers. Dig around for the muscle there and feel it pulling down, scooping down, not pushing up, okay? And then we go into our toe taps. We cover that a lot in class, this feeling of this transverse connection in the lower abdominals. The danger with any exercise where you're loading through your legs is that your belly pushes out. And then it gets very strong in this kind of popped position, which is not aesthetically what we really want. So drawing down, belly to spine, ribs in, chest open, and then exhale to lower, inhale up. So toe taps are just adding load. They're not massively challenging for lots of people. If they are challenging for you and you feel it in your lower back, take your feet down and take it into an up, up, down, down sequence, okay? But really, whichever version you're doing, be honest with yourself that you can keep those lower abdominal connections. If you can't, take it back a level. Be really honest with yourself, because you're only cheating yourself by taking it too far. You'll strengthen in the wrong way. So really get that scoop. Hold the legs at tabletop. Take the hands behind the head. Have a little wriggle if you need to. Adjust, shoulders down. Now as we lift up, we're going to go to the left and we're going to reach the right leg long. Across. Now we swap, other side. Rotate those ribs. Now remember, everything up until now has been around stabilizing that pelvis, and this is the same. Squeeze the tail to the floor, stabilize, scoop the tummy, reach out through that straight leg. Really, really energize that leg. Shoulders down. Let's go for one more here, and then we double time it. We've got 10 and 9. Stay slow if you want. Shoulders down. 6, 5. Keep that scoop of the belly. 3, 2, 1. Center and rest. Now hold it here. Tuck those knees in or hug those knees in. Have a little roll around through your lower back. Okay, so we're going to take those legs back to tabletop. We're taking the hands back behind the head, interlinking those fingers. Now when you're ready, we're going to rotate to the right. So we lift up and we come across, armpit to hip. Hold this here, shoulders down. Now let's take that left leg and toe tap it. We've got 10 and 9, just the left leg. Hold the rotation. 8, are you still on your tail? 7, are you still scooping that tummy in? It's not enough just to think of the lift. You've got to think of drawing that belly to the spine. 5 and 4 and 3. Can you turn a bit more? And 2, tail down. Last one, center, relax down. Keep those legs up. Other side. When you're ready, we go over to the left. Now it's the right leg tapping. Let's go for 10. Now remember, keep those elbows quite wide, but move the armpit across. 7 and 6, tail down. 5, rotate more. 4, nip to hip. 3, 2, 1, center and release it back down. Hug those knees in, take yourself a moment, and then come up to sitting when you're ready. Okay. So seated position, let's sit nice and tall. We're going to have knees bent to start. Elbows, arms overlap, so just hold onto your forearms like this. Draw your shoulders down, lift up through your chest, and now take a little round back. Scoop that tummy in, find the round, and then travel back. Don't go too far. So you're going to go just off of your sit bones towards your tailbone, but don't be back on your tailbone because you'll lose the round. I want you to really scoop under. Draw those shoulders down. Now, you're going to turn to the left, but you're going to lift with the right. So when you're ready, we turn to the side and we draw that right leg in towards the outside edge of the elbow. And then we turn back. Same side again. Exhale, turn. Now think of your exhale as your opportunity to scoop, your opportunity to tuck a bit more, your opportunity to draw that leg in from the belly. We've got 2 more in this direction. Keep that round back. Keep tucking that tail under. Last one. Back to center. Let's go the other way. Take a break if you need to. Otherwise, you've got 6 the other way. Squeeze. Now, think of this leg pulling into the belly as you turn. Keep the scoop and the tuck of that tail and the shoulders down. Drop the elbows if you need to. 3 and 2. Don't let those shoulders come up to your ears. 1 more. Center and travel forwards and lift up nice and tall. Now straighten your legs. I'm sure you can guess what's coming. Now, if you are a shoulder person, watch these arms. They will, because you're in a round back, they will creep up. So you've got to get more tuck under through the tail and just let the elbows drop down more towards your ribs. Okay, so when you're ready, flex those feet, strong tummy, round C curve. We curl back. Now we're going to go to the left and we're lifting with the right. Straight leg. We go round. 6. Now this leg is straight. It's a longer lever, so it's heavier. So really make sure that your scoop to turn is also a scoop to tuck. Otherwise that long lever of a leg will pull the pelvis forwards and you'll be in a flat back before you know it. And you'll be using your lower back and not your abs. Let's do 1 more. Keep that tuck. Turn. Center. Let's go other way. Are you still round? Let's go for 6. Shoulders down. Drop the elbows if you need to. 5. Remember, this rotation isn't going to be big because your pelvis is still. Your ribs just don't move that far. Let's go 3 and 2 and 1. center, and come forwards and lift up nice and tall. Now take those arms up to shoulder height, drop the shoulders, flex your feet. If you need to bend your knees, you can, but I want you on your sit bones. Now we turn, we're just rotating, we're gonna lift up. Now as you turn here, because we've worked those abdominals, you should feel the belly, you should be able to get that feedback. I want you to pull the tummy in as you turn. Don't move the arms beyond the chest. Keep the chest moving in sequence with the arms. It's one unit, one frame. And we turn, we keep the legs nice and still, but we use that belly not only to turn us, but to lift us. So as you're moving like this, feel like the crown of your head is reaching up to the ceiling. Really find that length. Can you lift a little bit more? You all can. You might think you can't, but you all can. It just takes a little bit more energy, a little bit more effort. So let's get that height, let's get that squeeze, let's get that stretch. Take it to center and rest there. Now bring your legs in. Final thing to do today. Okay, and now we're going to start in this little hover. So you're going to scoop and tuck through your tail. And your positioning here will be somewhere between sit bones and tailbone. So just find that sort of comfortable hover position. You can hold on with your arms to begin with. Just get yourself comfy here and then re-switch on the tummy, because there's a really good chance other muscles are working here. So re-draw the belly in, find a little bit more tuck under, really scoop that belly button to the spine. Now you're going to lighten your grip on those legs. So you can still have your hands there, but make them much lighter. Draw your shoulders down, tuck that tail, lift one leg up. We go lift to tabletop and down, alternate sides. Lift and lower. Now the aim here is to keep the scoop exaggerating with every lift. So you can do all of this without using your tummy. You can hold on with your arms, you can stay up with your hip flexors. So you've got to switch it on. You've got to squeeze the tummy to the spine as you lift. And squeeze, use that exhale, it's going to help you to get into those deep abdominal areas. Squeeze. On the next one, double leg, we go up and down. We're going to go a bit quicker. Shoulders down, just hold that balance, keep the connections in the tummy. Again, your hip flexors would love to do all this for you, so would your shoulders. What are they doing? Drop them down, tuck that tail a bit more, and now hold this one in tabletop. Can you reach the arms long? If you can't, don't worry, just lighten the grip or send the hands a bit lower down the legs. Reach those arms. Now we hold and we toe tap, down and up. Remember, your lower back will try and take over here. You've got to maintain the tuck. 6, 5, squeeze that belly, scoop and tuck. 4, 3, 2, and 1, draw back in, hold. Can you lift the arms? 5, 4, squeeze that tummy in. 3, 2, 1, and rest down. Now, by my reckoning, Alison, if you're going to work, we've got 2 minutes, which is time enough for my final section, which is plank. So coming onto your forearms, let's take the legs out and find just a flat position. Now we're going to start with Sphinx. If you've done Core Challenge, you'll know Sphinx. If not, don't worry. We're going to scoop that belly up to the spine and we're going to draw the shoulders back. Get the elbows right underneath you, don't have them too wide. And then start to round your lower back so that your tail tucks under and you just hover your pelvis off the floor. The bulk of your thighs are still on the floor, but you're lifting that pelvis and you're scooping that belly like your life depends on it. So keep tucking, keep feeling like you're rounding. Draw those shoulders back and down and then release the pelvis to the floor. So that is your Sphinx, and you can do that again if you want. All the way through Sphinx, you should be thinking cat, tuck, tuck, tuck. So otherwise, we're going into plank and we're going to start in the same way. Round first of all, find the tuck, find the hover. When you're ready, tuck the toes under, press out through your heels, keep the tuck and come into plank. Now, careful your head's not falling forwards. Draw those shoulders back, squeeze and lift the belly button. Now, can you tap your left hip? Not to the floor, but can you lower it an inch? And then back to center. Can you lower your right hip? So the left hip will feel like it comes high, the right hip goes down, and center. Other side, we go left down, right up. You can hold, and you can hold Sphinx if you'd prefer. But as you're doing these hip dips, I want you to keep your tuck. Don't lose it. Don't lose that feeling like you're trying to get into a cat. Don't lift the bottom, but tuck it under. Think of your hips pulling towards your ribs as you lift and lower. Pause at center, hold it here for 5, 4, strong legs, 3, shoulders back, 2, 1, and done for the day. Relax there, take your bottom back to your heels and reach out. Now, I'm going to give you a second before I ask the question, because at the moment I think the answer might just be done, knackered, whatever. My question at the beginning to you guys was, how did you feel before and how do you feel now? So I hope you feel strong, you feel connected, you feel awake, you feel ready, you feel like 20 minutes was meaningful. It's not a waste of time, it's enough to get serious results. So if you are here, and hello everybody, well done Alison for squeezing that in. If you're not sure about Thrive, I know there's a couple of you, Posey, I know there's some of you on here already who've already signed up this morning. Thrive opens its doors today. Thrive is a membership which is based on 20-minute workouts daily. So if this sounds like it's for you, if you get anything out of this, out of these sessions that I do in this group each week, check it out. The link is going to be in this, in the comments of, or in this recording when I save it to the screen. But you can go to mindbodymeno.co.uk. I'd love to see you there. We open today, we close on Sunday. So if you want to get your space, you need to do it before Sunday. Lovely to see you. Thank you for joining. Let me know in the comments how you felt before and how you felt afterwards. Fab and energized. Well done. Thank you. So glad to have done some exercise. Well done. Okay, brilliant guys. Thank you. Lovely to see you. And I will see you.